All right, class, so I'm back. I put the last two coils on there. They were a little bit smaller, and that's how it ended up getting a little narrower up here at the top. I still have to smooth it out, but I'm noticing at the bottom there's a lot of cracking going on. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that all the cracks are sealed. So I'm going to have to go around and push those cracks in, get a little bit of water, and smooth out those cracks, okay? Because I don't want my pot cracking, because if it cracks, and some of them will crack just because maybe they weren't, they were too thin, the walls were too thin there. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna smooth it out. I'm gonna make sure all the cracks are closed. So I get my hand wet with water, and then I kind of do like rubbing and pushing or smearing in that section, and it closes up. And I might do the like push it from the inside too, so I can kind of smear both sides. So I'm really closing those cracks. Okay, so I'm doing this from the inside and the outside together so that I can smooth out those cracks so my pot is nice and smooth. Once you've done that, you're going to take your pot and you're going to put it somewhere safe. And you might want to put it on like a paper plate, something where it can dry and you can easily take it off. If you put it on paper, it might get stuck to the paper and get stuck to the bottom of your jar here, your jug, water jar. Okay, I want to make sure the bottom, I have a bottom here that has like a little bit of crack and I can see it on the inside. So really examine your pot, check the inside and the outside for cracks, smooth out those cracks. You want to make sure that your jar gets nice and smooth, looks good from the outside. If we can get these to dry smooth enough, then we're going to actually add some designs to the outside, but we won't do that today. We're going to wait a week, okay? Because we want these very dry. And even then we might reconsider depending on how thin your walls are. If your walls are too thin, we don't want you to make those walls cave in, so we might have to wait. Or actually, we might not even add paint if your walls are too thin. I'd like to get some kind of designs on your pots, but if your walls are too thin and it ruins your clay pot or jar, then we won't do that. Okay. So mine, I'm going to keep going, making sure all sections are smoothed out. Okay. All right, and then once I'm done, I'm going to put this, once all my sections are smoothed out, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to put it somewhere where it can stay for a whole week to dry. Okay, so this is what my pot looks like. It's the outside, that's the inside. I'm going to continue smoothing it out. I believe you guys are all doing a good job. Make sure, remember, if you totally mess up your pot, don't get frustrated. You know, this is supposed to be a time to relax. So what you do is, if you mess up your pot, just put it in a ball and start over again, or put it in a bag. Put it in a ball and then put your clay in a bag. That way you can save it for a day when you're less frustrated. Sometimes that helps me when I get frustrated. I might need to take a break and then come back to whatever it is I'm working on. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this up, make sure there's no cracks on it, put it up, and let it dry for 2 weeks. I hope you guys had fun doing this. I know I made a mess. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day.